A Lego wall. Hey Angela, have you seen this?
Solid intro, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. And Nick, you're looking handsome as always.
Stop looking at yourself in the viewfinder.
Okay. Well, in this video, we will be covering some of the disconnects in social media regarding civil engagement, as well as the disconnects that are found on specific social media sites and the pros and cons that go into that. Lastly, we will be covering our ideas for the ideal solution for this issue.
So, the New York Times defines fake news as a type of yellow journalism or propaganda that consists of deliberate disinformation or hoaxes intended to mislead. Fake news has been around since almost the beginning of time, but lastly, it's been a huge problem within the last couple of years, especially since the 2016 presidential elections, and it even misleads millions today, including the president.
Do you know what would be better than a regular wall? A Lego wall.
So, newsflash, we're not going to get political here. But we are going to talk about the 2016 presidential elections. Now, if any of you remember, the events leading up to it, the events during, and the events after were not exactly the friendliest or prettiest. But amongst that entire mess, you might have heard of a name of Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica is a data mining company based out of the UK, and what they've done is they've developed a profiling system using general online data, Facebook likes, and smartphone data. They would collect data on voters using sources such as demographics, consumer behavior, internet activity, and other public and private sources. According to The Guardian, Cambridge Analytica used psychological data derived from millions of Facebook users, largely without users' permission or knowledge. Now, this is where the waters start getting murky. According to Wikipedia, consumer privacy is defined as a form of information privacy concerned with the legal and political issues and blah 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 blah. Basically, all you need to know that it's the public's expectations of privacy with the collection of data by businesses or merchants. And basically what Cambridge Analytica did here was collected it without consumers' permission and sold it. Now, how this pertains to the subject of fake news is simple. The algorithm that Cambridge Analytica designed was created to simply collect data such as users' age, where they live, internet activity, if they went to school, who their friends are, and even what their friends' interests are. With this information, someone can create psychological profiles of each and every user and predict what political side they would most likely align with, and create fake news articles that would appeal to each user's views. This specific example is a perfect example of how fake news is easily spread and how it catches on so quickly, as users are targeted using their data that may or may not have been taken. Social media can help you stay connected with friends, family, and even people that don't even live in your state. But they can also have the digital face-to-face contact over Skype or FaceTime. It also helps consumer outreach with small businesses and also helps with their advertising and getting their name out there to the local community. And last but not least, the whole reason why we're making this video. It helps politicians communicate with their fan bases.
The main issue with fake news on social media can be accounted for three main reasons. Firstly, the unneeded information that's being cluttered on this platform creates a lack of trust. This professor right here, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his name, surveyed over 1,700 citizens and concluded that this unneeded information creates this lack of trust, which ultimately does not make it credible for your research papers. So sorry, you cannot use social media sites on your research papers yet. Secondly, this causes a sense of spam on these social media sites that end up bugging the user uncontrollably, unless you're like me and get no notifications on your phone and you want to seem popular. Lastly, this establishes tension on the overall social media platform, which results in a lot of negativity. Ultimately, this leads to a lot of issues that are commonly found today, like cyberbullying and hate speech. Thankfully, though, there is a solution that our team of programmers came up with. Hacking into your mom's Facebook right now.
proposal as a solution to stopping the spread of fake news is utilizing humans and algorithms together. One of the biggest issues with fake news is the legitimacy of how a website appears. With algorithms, we can program them to look for websites that have a relatively short lifespan. Like a website made 2 weeks ago posting news articles, it's most likely a hoax. Also, utilizing humans as administrators over these algorithms will increase the efficiency and accuracy of these programs. By using both, there's less room for error and also creates more jobs within the government. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So what now?
I don't know. Are there any questions out there?